All right, we're on a bad one here. I don't know if hopefully no. Nah, I don't think there's any fatalities here. Yeah, this car went ripping through. Nailed this display here. I don't know. It was a sign, but we're at Bushard and Warner, right by Sizzler. Man. Yeah, look at that, man. Front and rear bumper came out. The front bumper's way up here. I don't know if it started coming up right here, air. Crazy, man. I think a lady just fell down. I don't think anybody was hurt. Let me see. My apologies. It took me a while to get here. Let me check. I'm not showing anyone being transported, but I'm not sure. Maybe I can ask an officer. This is crazy. I'm gonna walk to the other side and get a picture. I was all the way at the other accident, the motorcycle one, when this came across. I'm going, oh, it's gonna take me too long to get here. My hotel's right back. My hotel's right behind me. So might take a break here before I go back out. Looks like G and W Towing from Costa Mesa's here. I guess it's not a rollover, it's a rollover. Sorry, guys. I guess it's not a rollover, it's a rollover. Sorry, guys. We'll fix it later once I end this video. Yeah, that driver was coming down that hill with some speed. Doesn't show anybody transported, but again, we're at Bushard and Warner. We're actually on Warner, right next to Sizzler. I haven't been there in years. I'm hungry too. Yeah, we came from that Sunset Beach, and I went all the way down Bolsa Chica to Westminster Boulevard and hopped on the freeway. I'm always waiting for something to break when this car gets back on all fours. I'm always waiting for something to pop off. What we got here? Toyota. Anybody see what happened?
I didn't actually see what happened. I got here several minutes after, but something actually happened with my car. It stalled out like an electrical short or some kind, and then I started back up and took it off the street, parked it in the parking lot here, and I've been looking at this accident. You know, I figure since I'm here, you know, I might as well. I was on my way to a laundromat actually. Over there on Slater and Ward, going this way, and then I came up on a wreck right here, you know, right before all the traffic back up, and then a stall out there. You know, what people were saying is that they talked to them, that there was an Asian lady, you know, that was driving, she stopped and pulled the car, and it came up on the grass right here and crashed into that sign, and it ended up upside down where it is.
It looks like no injuries, right? It doesn't look like it.
Well, I thought it was a fatality. I mean, you know.
Oh, yeah.
She was conscious, you know, and everything. Probably some bad internal injuries, I would imagine, you know, from an accident like that. Not just you know, superficial, you know, kind of thing. Broken bones and such. Yeah.
They were a little slow at updating on pulse point. At first I was saying no one was transferred, but now they're showing like, that the person was transferred. You said she had a cut on her arm? Thank you.
Well, that's it, huh? Just a cut?
Yeah, I don't know how she did it. She should not have survived it.
That's what I would say.
I was the first one there to help get her out. She was already out of her seat, crawling around the car trying to find her stuff. How? Beyond me, I don't know.
So, one female adult was transported. A male gentleman over by me helped get her out. He said all she had was an arm injury. Her arm was cut. He said when he got to her car, she was already unbuckled and everything ready to. I don't know if any cars sustained damage. A lot of the debris goes all the way up to these cars here. I think they're just getting some statements from eyewitnesses. Looks like she started coming way back here. You see like chunks right here, part of her like wheel liner or something right there. Like I think her wheel liner ripped off. Thankfully it's just an arm injury. Nothing. Thank God she's alive. Sorry, the rollover, as I mentioned. No, you're good. It was a rollover, not a. I misspelled the words. You know, funny on my phone, on my other phone, I'm watching the comments, but when I'm talking, when it reads back to me, Liddy repeats this same thing 3 times. You know, literally, I was coming here. I go, I'm hungry. My hotel's right over the hill here, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna get Del Taco. I was having salads and like microwave dinners the last 3 weeks, staying in the motel. I go, I think I'm gonna get Del Taco.
What you're telling me, what she does, to use it against you.
Bushard and Warner were actually on Warner right before Bushard. We're right next to Sizzler and Del Taco. I'm not sure if any cars sustained any damage here that were parked here. There's a lot of debris. If anything, they just hit the front of the bumpers on all the cars parked here. We got 2 bumpers right there. Got some sirens come by. We'll see what it is. Looks we have the ladder truck going to somewhere. We do have a fire engine still in the parking lot here, but I don't see any of the firefighters. Over here, but there is a fire truck behind me. Maybe it's their dinner break. They're having Del Taco. I'm just joking. All right, that's OC Street Live in the city of Fountain Valley, where we had a 1 vehicle accident. This Toyota Corolla, I believe it is, lost control and went right up this hill here, right through the sign. There was a gentleman that was upside down when I got here. There was a gentleman that helped the lady get out. She had a laceration to her arm, and that's all he could see wrong with her. Unfortunately, I mean, that's great news if that's all the injuries that there were. But this is a pretty serious accident here. Bushard and Warner were on Warner.
You know what happened exactly?
It's, no, I tried to ask someone, they weren't sure.
Oh, okay.
But he said it was a lady.
A lady.
Yeah, and she went up here and
She went up here?
Yeah, she went. It looks like she came up right here. That right there looks like the wheel liner.
Yeah, but from where?
I know you're right. You see anything back here? Sometimes it's amazing where they start sometimes. But she had a laceration to her arm, from what I was told. Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, part of the parts of the car right here. It started way back here.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, amazing where they start. I won't show you. But,
What the heck? How did it?
holy cow! The accident. We're walking. So it started. It literally started all the way back here. She missed the sign there. She missed this sign, and then she started going up right here. You could see part of the hubcap, and it's part of the dirt right there. There's another hubcap up there. Yeah, there's another piece of the car here. I don't know if it's part of the wheel liner also. Wow. Let me get out of the street. Crazy. So she just went flying all the way down here. I don't remember what the sign looked like. I guess I had the name of all the businesses in here. Happy Vegan. Yeah, from what a gentleman helped her get out of the car, she was all unbuckled already, and he said the only injuries he could see on her was a laceration to her arm. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't followed me before, I'm just an amateur on my phone. People always curious when they hear those sirens, what's going on, and they're on social media asking what's going on, so I go out and film it. I cover, my main area is Huntington Beach, but we cover Fountain Valley, Newport. We've been in Santa Ana the last couple of weeks. We did go out to Garden Grove, but I did not film that today. I did go out to Garden Grove for a scene. Westminster and a few other cities, but always set your notifications. You never know when I go live. If you didn't catch the last one, we just came from another accident where a motorcycle laid it down, unknown injuries, but the person was conscious and moving. That was in Sunset Beach off PCH and 16th Street. Then when I was leaving that scene is when I got a call on this, was an expanded traffic accident. They called it, a lot of times it's a car upside down when they call it expanded traffic accident. But thanks for watching, and set your notifications. You never know when I go live.